Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brent and in today's video we're going to be doing a Merrill Edge update for March 2022. I don't do updates on this portfolio very often, but I had a couple comments and questions and DMs on YouTube and Facebook and such as far as, hey, how's your Merrill Edge portfolio going? Have you been doing any more options? Have you made any more purchases in the company? So if you guys enjoy the transparency of this account, let me know down in the comment section below. And I think maybe going forward, maybe do a couple like monthly recaps. If there's anything missing in these monthly recaps you would like to see, let me know down in the comment section below. But we're going to go ahead and hit up the options that we sold or purchased in the month of March. We're going to go ahead and go over the dividends that we received. What did we buy? What did we sell? And then the overall performance of the account year to date. I think that's very important to kind of showcase because a lot of investors out there, I see so many channels going over this new hot stock. I'm buying X amount, but they don't show you, are they buying one share? Are they buying like not even a complete share? Do they have money invested in the market? It's really hard to know what everyone is kind of, do they do what they say and say what they do? Or is it just talk, right? So this is kind of, I buy quite a bit within this portfolio. It's pretty active. Of all my accounts, this is the most active one. So let me know down in the comment section below if you guys enjoy the transparency of this account. And let's go ahead and get into the video. We're going to be continuing from where I left off back on the 24th of February, 2022. So kind of going into the portfolio overall, the options that we have up at the moment. We have three options. We have an option on SPY. So we sold three options on SPY at 446. Right now we're trading at 451. So we are over the strike price by about $5. I'm completely fine if this option does get assigned. It doesn't get assigned out till the 29th of April. So I have a whole month ahead of me. And I don't think the markets, I don't believe the markets at any point right now to be breaking off to new all-time highs or really pushing off. We've had a bit of a rally here in the short term, but I do think it's going to sort of pull back. The flag's going to go ahead and lose wind. The rally's not going to rally, and we're going to lose a little bit of steam. The market's going to pull back. If the market does pull back between, say, April and the very end of April, and I am able to say close this position at 50% profit, I will probably do so. But I'm going to leave this open at the moment, and we'll go over how much I sold the options there here in just a minute. Tattooed Chef, I sold a couple options on that one. For a $15 strike price, they're currently trading at $12.58. So there's quite a bit of upside there for that one to even get up to the $15 mark. And we have VTI. We sold one option on that one as well for $230. VTI is currently trading at $227, so that's a couple percentages to the upside. So we're still well within the area, and these do not expire till the 14th of April. So I have about 2 weeks for these options to kind of wiggle around and either expire completely worthless or get assigned out. I don't know what will happen. The market itself has been pretty rally-ish, but I don't think it'll last, right? The companies that we're currently holding, we're holding 42 shares of Apple. These have been in the portfolio for quite a while. We have 9 shares of Abbott. I'm not sure if I'll keep these long-term. Abbott had been doing pretty well. I may end up selling this portion off. It's $1,000. I'll probably reinvest that into say whatever I think the main holding of that account is. I think Apple is within my ROTH IRA, I believe, or IRA, one of the accounts. But I'll probably consolidate it up into an ETF such as SPY, VU, or VTI. And then we have Facebook, 39 shares of Facebook. This one's actually done pretty well. It's had a big bounce back, being down, I believe, 40% at one point, now only down 28%. So it's definitely in rally mode here in the short term. JP Morgan, JEPI, I had a ton of shares of this one. I think I had like 400 and some shares of JEPI. I definitely took a risk off, risk on approach back at the very end of February. Right here, we went over it right here. I sold off 407 shares of JEPI for $24,000, and I repurchased 56 shares of SPY at $431 for $24,161. So we definitely went from risk off to risk on between JEPI and SPY. On SPY, we own 374 shares of this one. We have 3 call options at the moment, so that's where we've been making the majority of our premium here has been within SPY. So we're just trying to accumulate many shares. If I can get this one up to 400, that would be awesome, but We'll see how that one goes. Tattooed Chef, we have 400 shares of that one. VU, we have 40. And VTI, we have 104 and some fractional shares though there. So SPY, we own that within the taxable account because I do have the majority of my equity within the taxable account. So it makes sense to buy up as many shares of SPY because within the S&P 500 SPY ETF, I can do options 3 times a week on a monthly basis, whereas with VU and VTI, those are monthly based options. So it's really hard to, percentage or set your risk level when you're having to kind of think out a month. Whereas in SPY, I could think in the short term, for the week, for the week and a half. I have a lot more options doing options with the S&P 500 SPY versus VU and VTI. And then my other accounts don't have as much equity. To own 100 shares of SPY, I need roughly $45,000 per 100, right? Whereas with VU, I could own 100 shares of VU. Okay, that's the same thing, like 441,000 to own 100 shares. So that's why I kind of picked up VU in that account. But with VTI, this one's priced really low at 227. So to get 100 shares of VTI, it doesn't take a whole lot. I can get that with less than 24,000, right? 22,700. And that's why I'm able to get 104 shares. So I was able to get an option going on VTI this month in March. So that is the current options and stocks that we're holding within the account. Now, when we're taking a look at the year-to-date performance against the S&P 500, you can see that our portfolio in the blue line here, we started the year. We'll go over where we started at and where we ended at and all that information in between. But we did have a bit of a rundown here in March, right? That's where we dropped the most. Our portfolio lost around 3.64%, closing at the very end of February. And then here we are at the very end of April now, March 30th, 2022. Our total account change in value since the beginning of 2022, we're down roughly 0.06%. And that is from market gains in comparison to, say, the S&P 500. And that is mainly because of the way that we've been using options. Now, our historical balance, again, we're down 0.06%. We can see here that the reason for this is because not so much the contributions, that doesn't really matter. Our balance on the 1st of January was 227,836. If you can see that the balance at the very end of March 30th is 233,756. Now, the options here actually work against me. This actually, even though it hasn't been actualized, it's not something that's been, it's not happened yet. But it still works against me. So our total actual count value is much higher. I think it's around 236. If these options expired completely worthless, and I got to keep my shares, it would be more of around 236, 237. But this kind of works against me until these options are absolute, until they've actually either been assigned or they just kind of expire worthless. So that's kind of how it stays there. And so far in the in the year, right, I've made my contributions. I've completely maxed out my Roth IRA for the year 2022. We have received $508.74 in dividends, and our account balance since we started the year, not including the contributions or the interest, we've actually just kind of moved down $588.44. So if we hadn't invested any capital, if we hadn't invested the $6,000, we would still be right around $227,200 ish, right? We would have lost $588, but because we have added that $6,000, we're at $233. And we can see here on a monthly basis, in January we were down roughly 1.9%. In February, we were down roughly 1.77%. Give us, for the year to date at the very end of February, we were down around 3.64. And in the month of March, we're up roughly 3.72%. Again, the closing balance here, I think, is really incorrect, the way that it kind of works the options against me. But overall, you know, it's still not bad. Even with the options working against me, we're only down 0.06% year to date. And then if we go over the activity now, so we're going to be continuing our activity from the 24th of February 2022. So based off our old video here, we left off on 2/24/2022. We had purchased 3 shares of VTI for $6.31. Now off of then, we made 6 cents from JEPI. You know, nothing big right there. I think that was within our taxable account. So we still had a couple fractional shares after liquidating JEPI. We made 6 cents in dividends. That was nothing crazy and big right there. We received another dividend from JEPI as well for 92 cents, and that was down in the, it must have been over here, yeah, in the Roth IRA. So we own some JEPI in the Roth IRA, and that was all the information, you know, that was everything that we did at the very end of February. There wasn't a whole lot there at the very end of February. And then as we roll now into March here, this is where we started to get a little bit more active. So we purchased back our options on SPY. So early on, or kind of late in February, we had sold these options. Where are they at? We had sold these options for right here. We had sold SPY for $3.88. No, right here. Okay, right here. On 2/22, we sold the option to sell SPY at $4.44. We made $1,183, and then we purchased those options back right here. We kind of closed out the option for $4.44. I paid $214. So up here at the top, I paid $214.95 to buy back my option to close it. And then I went ahead and raised, actually I lowered. Yeah, the market had been kind of tumbling down, so it actually got cheaper to buy it back. So I bought for $214.95, and then I resold the option to sell my SPY at $439. I made $1,213.04 in premium. I took that premium right there, right? I just made $1,200. I took this premium and I bought 2 shares of SPY. I couldn't, you know, I have to buy complete shares on this platform. I can't buy fractional shares. So I bought 2 shares, reinvested $843.65. That's right here. And then my options on Tattooed Chef had expired. So I just made, I think I made like $40 or $60 on that one last month. So that went towards the last month. And then options purchased. Okay, so the market at that point was rallying like crazy. The market started blasting off. I don't know what the heck happened, but we went from my option at $439, where I thought I had been being hunky-dory, to now blasting off. So if I didn't change this option, it was going to expire on 31 March at $439, which is yesterday on Thursday of March. So I had to purchase this thing back and extend it out. So I ended up spending $3,016 to purchase back the option that I was going to sell at $439, and I resold it at $446. This was near the 50-day moving average. This was kind of like a resistance point. If it goes above 446, I was completely happy selling. I think that the market may exceed and rally past it, but if it did, that would be fine. So I sold the option there. You can see that I sold it for $3,283. So we did make a little bit of profit between buying back our option and selling it. And then in the month, again, we made a contribution. So where's the contribution? I just kind of lost it there. We contributed again towards the Roth IRA, $1,995. That's right here. New fund money into the Roth IRA. And we made a sale. Okay, yeah, that's right. We purchased a couple more shares of VTI. That led us up to our 100 shares of VTI, and we were able to sell an option. So on the option for VTI, we sold that for $204.34. We received a dividend from VTI here, just a couple, 71 cents from VTI, $73.35 from VTI. That was all reinvested back into the market. And then we made another option on Tattooed Chef for, we sold 4 options at 10 cents an option. We made $37.39. We had another dividend for VU of $54.95. And that basically kind of wraps up the activity as far as what we did in the month of March. So kind of like the breakdown. I kind of broke it down right here because I know sometimes it's pretty hard to get, the activity tab. It's pretty complicated. So the way that I kind of wrote this out is SPY. I purchased back my SPY at 214. I relisted it. It was like, I think it was 444 that I purchased back at. I sold it at 439, but then I repurchased back my 439 and I sold it at 456. I believe, and then the total actual premium that I made in the month of just March alone was $1,264.17. I made the JEPI. I don't have these shares anymore, I don't think. I think I just kind of liquidated all my JEPI within the taxable account. And then again, with the equity that I had sold, right, I made option money here. I reinvested the option money into SPY, $143 of it. And then JEPI, that was a sell. I sold that out. I'm no longer holding my fractional shares of JEPI. Everything's completely liquidated. And I didn't add any more funds into the account. My total account value at the very end of the year, this is where I didn't include the options against me. I don't like to include the options against me because this is an absolute, it's not set in stone. So my taxable account without the options being in it is $179,682.95. The IRA, again, I sold that tattooed chef. I made equity or option premium of $37.39. I made a dividend there of $54.95 from VU. I purchased VTI, just one share, $213.01. That's how much I purchased it for. The end value of that account's at $30,508.81. And then the Roth IRA, this is where I'm adding new capital. I'm not adding any more capital into my taxable or my IRA at the moment. I may add more cash now into my taxable if I have extra cash I want to just kind of throw into the market when it gets down again. But for the time being, I'm just kind of bumping up my savings here. And then VTI here, we're at, I sold the one option on VTI, made $204.34 an option. I received a dividend from JEPI of 92 cents, another dividend from VTI for $73.35. I didn't buy or sell anything within the Roth IRA account yet, and I have $1,995.37 sitting in cash waiting to invest. That's that money right here. I have, where is it? Is it not, oh no, okay, yeah, it does show right there. That's the money that's kind of sitting in cash right there. And then the total account value of the Roth IRA is at $26,108.07. So our current total account balance in actuality is, whoops, I don't want to do that, is at $236,299.83. But the way that Merrill Edge does it is it holds your options against you. So, like I just said, these are not actualized, right? These don't expire till the 14th. They may expire completely worthless. I'll keep my $40 in premium from Tattooed Chef or my $37 in change. My VTI, it may expire completely worthless and I'll keep my 220 some change dollars there. My call option on SPY, if it falls below 446, it may expire completely worthless. I'll keep my premium. But if it does exceed it, then it'll actually realize it. So if I were to remove the premium loss here right now, this is where we get the actual, what the balance of the portfolio is, that 431, 801, 83. This took me a while to kind of realize, like, where am I getting this value at? Because I kept looking down here and I add up all these numbers and I'm like, what the heck? Something's kind of off here. It was these options kind of working against me, even though they haven't actually been actualized. They just kind of worked against the total value. So our portfolio actually sets a little bit higher year to date. We're actually higher year to date right now than where we began the year of 2022. So that's kind of like the positiveness of the portfolio of where we're at right now. So I'm pretty excited overall in the year here. So in the month of March, we made $1,264.17. From the taxable account, in the IRA, we made $37.39. And in the Roth IRA, we made $204.34. So total premium between all the accounts from options, I can't spell right, was $1,505.09. The dividends, we'll just say dividend. The dividend here, we didn't make a whole lot in dividends. We made like what, 6 cents plus $54.95 plus 92 cents and 73.35. We made a whopping $129.28 in dividends. And then we didn't actually invest new capital. We added new capital into the portfolios, but I haven't invested it yet. So we just added that the 1,000 there as far as new funds. We haven't actually invested it. It's kind of sitting in cash. I'd like the market to kind of pull back a bit more, but you know, if it doesn't pull back, I may just look like what happened today. We lost a 1.5 towards the very end of the day, and we'll kind of see what happens, right? That's all I can kind of do. I don't want to invest it right away right now. I'm just kind of holding off, kind of building up capital, because I think there will be more opportunities here in 2022. So that's kind of where we're at. So let me know down in the comment section below if there's any other information I may have missed or you would like to kind of see covered in these style of videos. Let me know if you enjoyed the transparency of this account. If you guys are doing any options yourself, you know, overall, I think that options have really helped the portfolio stay afloat, right? The S&P 500 in itself is down 4 or 5% still year to date. Whereas my portfolio year to date, it's positive right now. Even with the losses from the options, you know, even though they've not been actualized, the portfolio is still essentially flat. You know, it's down like 0.06% year to date. But I believe that the market will pull back and these won't get assigned out. But if they do get assigned out, that's fine. I'll just sell a put option, make premium on the sell, and wait for it to kind of pull back, because I do believe the market is due for a pullback versus a pull forward, right? So that is going to be it from me. Let me know down in the comment section if you have any comments or questions. Otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you guys have any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. And definitely give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it if you guys would. And that is it. Bye-bye.